the start of this year, I told myself that I wanted to write one pattern every 3 months because last year I said one pattern every month and I got exactly none done. So this year I said one pattern every 3 months, and as of May, I think the 17th, I have exactly 0 patterns. When I was setting this goal, I really wanted to transition from making plushies to actually making designs. At the start of this year, I was actually making a lot more clothes, and at some point I got distracted and just started making clothes for myself per se, just following patterns. So today's the day that I want to make at least a little baby step progress towards these goals, because I am kind of tired of this back in the head voice pushing me to actually get to where I say that I want. For a while over the course of this year, I actually wrote the basics of 2 to 3 patterns. Some of it was for clothes, some of it was for amigurumis. I was getting a little confused at which direction I wanted to go, and then ultimately I got distracted with actually knitting and crocheting things for myself as opposed to for on a business perspective. I think I just need to go for it. I think anyone else who is in this space trying to write patterns and is scared, I think at least my path forward is going to be just writing something. What I'm realizing in the past couple of days is that I have been scared of making patterns because I'm scared of making mistakes, not testing them properly, not having all the right sizes, so on and so forth, not knowing like a step-by-step process. Even if you make a mistake and it brings you back 5 steps, you know what? You take it and you learn, hopefully. So today we're gonna head to a cafe because I'm finding out that at home I can be a potato. First things first is cleaning up the space because you can't tell right now, but it is a little bit chaotic everywhere. So we're going to wrap this up here, grab a little bit to eat before we head out.
Just can't let go of you. No, I just can't do it. I can't let go of you. It's too much. It's too much. It's just too much. I don't wanna hear a word. Baby, no. Just can't let go of you. I don't wanna fall in love no more. It's just too much. It's just too much. No, I don't wanna hear a word no more. I'm done, but I just can't let go of you. Tell me this cannot be real. Suck up punch straight to my feels. Broken trust that'll never heal, no. A love that just won't fade away. Promises that you would stay even at the end of days. My baby, no, no. Nobody hurt me like you do. Don't give me empty words if they do. I don't wanna fall in love no more. It's just too much. It's just too much. No, I don't wanna hear a word no more. I'm done, but I just can't let go of you. No, I don't wanna.
So I just finished wrapping up my listing for the mushroom pop. Looking good so far. I'm happy with what the pattern is looking out like. I wanted to make a few more, but I forgot the eyes, so that's not enough. But I finished writing up the pattern, and I think I want to create 2 seedless things, one for the physical object and then one for the pattern. But I also want to create a free pattern version on Instagram. So we'll see how all that plays out. It's a good experiment for a simple product. Now I'm going to work on my pattern writing for the green striped sweater, which I haven't finished the product for, so it's a little weird, but I really like how it fits. So I want to make a pattern and see if anyone else might like it. I know the pattern writing process for a sweater is much different for clothing because I consider sizing and material and all that. It'll be fun. See where it goes.
파란 하늘에 핑크빛 구름 네 손에 나에게 준 chocolate I'm feeling so good 눈에 보이는 모든 게
We didn't get get as much done as I wanted to today. I jam-packed it kind of knowing that that was gonna happen because I wanted to write most of 2 patterns, finish sewing my sweater, and make samples of 2 other plushies, which was going to be really hard in that time frame. Granted, I also took a few breaks, but all that being said, I'm really glad I drafted up my plushie pattern, and so calling it success. I also confirmed that writing a pattern is really freaking scary for clothes because I'm kind of going through it. I don't know all the information I need to include. I don't know how to include all the sizing information. I still need to finish the piece entirely and, sewing everything together. And I think once I get to that point, at least, I'll feel a little more comfortable just knowing how it fits, and then we can go from there. Tentatively, I think I want to try to get this pattern out to test maybe in the next 2 weeks. I already kind of know how you put the thing together, so I just need to put that into words basically. I do want to do a little more before I wrap up for today, so I'm gonna head home. There's a truck in front of me that really wants my spot right now. I'm gonna go pick up some food for my family, and then we are gonna head back and hopefully get a little bit more done. All right, it has been a minute. It is currently okay, it's been a minute. It's like 11:30 right now. I managed to make another 2 variations of the mushies, and they are so cute. I love how flat and squishy they are. I know this is a bit of some pattern. I am just proud that I designed something without a pattern. I just went for it, and I'm kind of proving to myself slowly that if you've been crocheting for a while, especially amigurumis, you probably get a sense of the shapes. You can probably make a lot more than you think you can, especially if you're someone like me who has only ever followed patterns. But they are looking really, really cute. And so I think I am going to be able to film the tutorial, edit the tutorial, and publish it by maybe next week or in 2 weeks. And then publish a free version, like a free written version on Instagram, and maybe a listing and a physical item version on Etsy sometimes between this week and next week. At this point, I don't care if I'm making mistakes. We're just gonna go for it. We'll learn so much faster than just theorizing because, oh my god, I've been theorizing for maybe 6 months to a year now. So we are finally getting over that hump. But let me show you my mass of mushrooms before we cap off. This was actually the first late night mushroom that I was making when I was too awake to go to bed. So I just picked up, made a random thing. The stitches are definitely a little wrong. When I was supposed to have 36 stitches, I probably had 35, stuff like that. I made I feel like I have another one. I feel like I'm missing a mushroom baby somewhere. But I made another version with a smaller neck or cranium or whatever you call this thing. We're going to go with a thicker neck anyway, but if anyone sees this and thinks that the smaller neck is actually cuter, let me know. I am curious how other people think. And then, yeah, these 2 are the ones that I made today. I think at some point in the future, I might give the option to also put expressions on them. I think it would be really, really funny. But yeah, thank you for following along with me, and I will catch you on the next one.